Hey, happy Monday evening to all of you out there in social media world. This is, yes, Brother Dana coming to you from Chicago. This is take number 2 on my thoughts of R. Kelly. After looking at some of the reviews, my voice faded into the distance. So I'm doing a retake of my thoughts on R. Kelly. And tonight, as I was saying in my first video, I was getting ready to go to bed, get my stuff together for tomorrow morning. And I had the news on. And it was talking about R. Kelly. And I don't recall if it was him leaving the jail today or being locked or going to jail the other day. But what they were showing were people standing around yelling and encouraging R. Kelly to not give up, to not give in, and to hold his head up high and to keep fighting. And after that was done, that clip, it had another gentleman, and I forgot who it was, but they were making the comment of how, you know, these individuals could sit there and holler at this R. Kelly to not give up, knowing that he was being arrested for underage sexual abuse to underage young ladies. And it just brought up this, again, such a double standard that we have here in the United States when it comes to the standards for our so-called black brothers and sisters, and then the standards of my white Caucasian brothers and sisters. And this is what I mean by that. Here, individuals were being downed because they are showing support to R. Kelly, which, by the standards of our Constitution, it says that a man is proven or is innocent until proven guilty, which is a standard that is not held up when it comes to my so-called black brothers and sisters. Because as a chaplain at Cook County Jail for nearly 16 years, the majority of the individuals in Cook County Jail are awaiting trial. That means they've been charged with the crime but have not yet been found guilty. However, the way they are treated at the Cook County Jail is unimaginable that you would treat anybody that way, and specifically somebody that has not yet been charged or found guilty of their charges. And so with that double standard, I see it here even with R. Kelly, that yes, they were Caucasian individuals, were wondering, you know, why and how that could be that anybody would support R. Kelly with the amount of evidence that has been given. But yet, let's look at our priests, who we know, thousands and thousands of them, have been charged with sexual abuse to young boys and maybe young girls. And yet my Caucasian brothers and sisters have not done everything to hide, but to protect them. And then when there's no protecting them because the evidence is more than clear, well, that was how many years ago? We'll have him retire. And they're almost at retirement age, if not past it already. But yet on the other side, you have an Emmett Till who was falsely charged and found guilty of coming on to a Caucasian white woman. And he was tortured and murdered. And yet, years later, when the truth has come out, and she's still living, that she lied and not only filed a false police report, but lied about the whole situation to the point that this 12-year-old boy, I believe he was tortured and murdered. And then we bring up Jussie Smollett. And whether or not you want to sit here and say because he's gay, he deserved to be beat. So let's separate even that to the course of supposedly these men called him the N-word and other racial discriminatory words. And yet to a degree we believe the media, or we not just the media, we believe this justice system that he is guilty, but yet we know, you know even more than I, that the justice system is not just, but is completely corrupt in the dealings with our so-called black brothers and sisters. And again, how that mindset unfortunately has rooted itself even in the attitudes and the beliefs of my so-called black brothers and sisters, that you have adopted this. But yet when a white Caucasian young man walks into a school and shoots 12 to 16 innocent kids, and he comes out in the arms of police officers unharmed, undamaged, unbruised, and we know without a shadow of a doubt he is guilty, what do my people say? They say, not even so much that he's guilty, but with the word guilty, somebody failed him. Somebody was not there to help divert this Caucasian man from doing something crazy. Because, see, the belief is this. My so-called black brothers and sisters are born like animals. And maybe 1 or 2 out of every 10 are culturized and adopt the white Caucasian way and become a active, positive citizen. But on the other hand, 1, maybe 1.5 white Caucasian individuals are born with an issue, while the rest of the 9 of us are born fine. So when a black individual, so-called black individual, has something in his hand or seems to be a threat, statistics that have been taught say that 9 out of 10, he is crazy. Take him down. But on the same hand, you see a white young man, even with a gun, and there's 1% that he might be crazy, 9% that he's not. And then in that percentage, his craziness was because somebody failed to help him in his time of need. So if us white individuals have no problem protecting our sexual predators, then why are my so-called black brothers and sisters degraded for doing the same? And when you look at the track record, they are justified to not believe anything that comes out of the mouth of a justice system, when that justice system has been the most corrupted system and has locked up innocent men and women and killed innocent men and women for doing nothing. But see, I've come to understand that this season that we are in is coming to an end because the Word of God, the Word of the Most High, makes it very clear that we're going to and are entering a season where the older will serve the younger. That my Caucasian brothers and sisters who live by the spirit of Esau has come to their end in their reigning. And now the forever kings and queens will be taking their place, which are our so-called black brothers and sisters. Thus, I can understand the unfairness because they are the true chosen people of the Most High. And their time of slavery and oppression underneath the hands of us white Gentiles is coming to an end. For they are moving to be the tail, from the tail to the head. And they're moving into their position of being the kings and queens that the Most High created them to be in the very first place. So I just wanted to point out again one of many double standards, and that I hope that this will encourage my so-called black brothers and sisters to support each other, even if they're wrong. Do we not, in the Caucasian community, continue to support ours even when they're in the wrong? You know we do, because most of them are still sitting in their elected chairs of control and dominance. And yet, with everything that's coming out, not only do we hide, we protect, and we refuse to take them out of their position. But yet we will judge and humiliate and point fingers at our so-called black brothers and sisters for supporting their own in a system that has been filled with injustice. But to a system that is soon to come crumbling down under the mighty hands of the Most High God, Yah. So be encouraged. And please, if you'd like to leave me a message or get in contact with me, please go to my webpage, www.onelovesociety.love. That's onelovesociety.love, all words, and make a little note in the contact form. And that goes directly to my email, and I will make sure that I get it to a response back to you. So thank you for tuning in. And again, whenever I can expose these double standards, not to tell my so-called black brothers and sisters anything you already know, but to confirm that what you do know is true. There is a double standard, and you are on the bad end of the stick. But however, that stick is about to be broken, as I said earlier, and the ushering in of a new age, of a new season, of the promises of the Most High, that he's coming to redeem his children, and he will and is going to set you free. And now that you know your identity, now that you know who you really are and why these things have been happening to you and your forefathers for 400 years, start walking like the kings and the queens that the Most High has created you to be. So then you will fully be prepared when it is your season to truly be the kings and queens. Until we talk again, shalom.